Hey guys, Autry here with BMP Tuning. We've teamed up with Unitronic to take our stock MK8 R and turn it into a quarter-mile record-setting car. We're gonna start by taking it to the dyno to get you baseline numbers. We're gonna flash Stage 1 Plus on the car, then we're gonna throw every hardware bit we have at it from Unitronic and their Stage 2 software to try and get as deep into the tens as we can possibly go. From there, it's no holds barred, as we throw everything at this car that we possibly can to keep setting records as more hardware and software solutions come out. So stick with us as we get started on this project, and I hope you enjoy.
All right guys, Coleman and I are at Jotech today with the Unitronic BMP Tuning Golf R, and we're gonna be getting some baseline numbers with the stock file, then switching it over to the Unitronic Stage 1 Plus file to see how it performs. After that, we'll be able to show you some Draggy data on the baseline file as well as on the Stage 1 Plus file, and hopefully it's as impressive as we expect it to be. On the stock Golf R, it's a fun car, tight car. It feels really, really good in corners and under lateral load, but it's really lacking in the power department. As to be expected, it's on the stock tune, so you can't really expect too much out of it, but there's so much potential on the table and you can feel it. This turbo, it's not working right now. It's not being pushed at all. And with what we've got planned for this car, I'm really excited to see how we can exploit it and get the most out of it, because this thing is gonna go from a docile, nice, fun car to something that is just extreme and insane. And the transition really is a pretty simple process. There's not a whole lot to it to be able to unlock it, and where this car is going to be a blast, and we are so excited to get there. All right guys, we're about to get started with the first pull. This is all stock software and hardware, and this is gonna be our baseline pull. So let's get started. All right guys, our first pull on the dyno here with the stock file and all stock hardware. We managed a 289 wheel horsepower, which, you know, is pretty well in line with what Volkswagen's advertising at 315, and could be interpreted as crank or wheel, but usually they're advertising as crank and overshoot the power, allowing the car to make pretty close to its advertised power to the wheel, which is what we're seeing. So now we're gonna go ahead and get the Unitronic Stage 1 Plus file flashed over and run it again and see what we got. Stage 1 Plus Unitronic file has been flashed. We're about ready to get started with this next dyno pull. Let's see what she does.
Game, 332.
Awesome.
365. What was it?
332 wheel horsepower and 365 foot-pounds of torque. And that's a pretty good gain for a Stage 1 Plus file with all stock hardware. We're going to go ahead and do another pull, see what the consistency is between initial and hot lap. We'll go from there. On the stock file, we made 289 horsepower to the wheels on the first pull, and the torque was 295, so 295 foot-pounds of torque, which really is pretty impressive for the car in stock form. Now, with just the Stage 1 Plus the Stage 1 Plus Unitronic flash, and mind you, this is the one that is for the 4.1 transmissions that we have, which we can't flash yet. So it's basically tricking it. It made 332 wheel horsepower. And really, it's an impressive gain just for the flash itself. And naturally, we'd assume that if we add some hardware to that, we'll be able to pump it up a bit. But we're going to take this thing out and see how it does as far as the time compared to how it did on the stock setup.
Which was?
Stock, we ran a 12.53 in the quarter mile, and the 60 to 130 really is unimpressive at this point. We're at like a 13-second 60 to 130, and it's just not great. In the stock form, the car doesn't have a whole lot of steam up top. So I'm really hoping and expecting that with this file, we're going to see a lot more performance on the top side of the rev range. And we should be able to really make the most out of pulling in those gears once it gets up to speed. All right, guys, Stage 1 Plus Unitronic is on the car. We've got the testing out of the way. Next, we're gonna be installing an intake, an intercooler, and a Unitronic dog bone mount on this car, which all three I think are pretty desperately needed. The intake will be flowing much better. The intercooler will have much more volume and much more capacity to cool. And finally, what we saw on the dyno today is a ton of drivetrain movement. We feel it too on the first to second shift. There's a lot of movement resulting in a clunk. And the Unitronic dog bone mount, being as stiff as it is really gonna help keep this thing planted. So we'll be back with more data after that. And really, we should be seeing progressive results that yield better times. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and we'll be back with more soon.